You may see them in many fish ponds, whether it's in the shopping mall or in your rich neighbor's backyard, you will find this fish. This is koi. But are they really that good? Or just an overpriced fancy carp? This is Taj Mahal Aquatics, and we are going to find out from the goods to the bads. We all know them as the king of pond fish. And if you are planning to get them for your pond, or want to get into koi, this video is for you. Having them as a pond fish can be a really great idea. Apart from the fact they are a perfect pond fish, there's also some fun stuff that I will show you later. But there are some things you need to prepare before you get into koi, which I'm gonna share in this video. I actually used to keep koi years ago, and I must admit that there are some good stuff and bad stuff about this fish when I keep them, but I also must admit that my pond back then wasn't that koi ready. The specification is not proper, and the filter is not the greatest either. But let's just set that aside, and let's just focus on today's topic, which is the goods and the bads of koi keeping. As when keeping this fish, there are some good stuff that will make you smile, and there's also some bad stuff that you have to anticipate. Wanna know what those are? Let's go! Let's kick things off with some fun stuff about this fish, as I bet this is the reason you want this fish, right? Like I said before, having them as your pond fish is a really good idea. And there is some fun stuff you don't want to miss with this fish, and here are some fun stuff about this fish if you keep them. The first one, packed with awesome varieties. There are so many awesome varieties of koi you can choose from, and choosing it is kinda like choosing the best flavor of an ice cream. From the famous trios of Kohaku, Taisho Sanshoku, and Showa Sanshoku, to the single-colored fish that's also packed with some stunning colors, to the koi that literally looks like a Japanese flag. Picking a koi is like walking into the most luxury car dealership and choosing your favorite supercar, or purchasing every car in the dealership. And this is where getting a koi can be fun, but more fun stuff is on the way. Another fun stuff about having a koi is aesthetics. Let's be real. Having a fish pond without a fish in it is just like having an oversized pothole with waters in it, right? So to make it a proper fish pond, why don't we add koi? And suddenly, your pond becomes a backyard paradise. With so many awesome koi varieties to choose from, our pond will be more aesthetic to look at. And not only that, viewing a swimming koi is more relaxing. Watching them swim is a perfect stress relief after a long workday, or after you watch your favorite F1 driver DNF. So who needs a flight to Bali when your koi pond is already a 5-star resort? And this is why having a koi is a great idea, as it can make your pond into a perfect getaway without taking a flight. Koi aren't just awesome, but they also have a bit of charm. They are more than just a pond addition, but a fun pet fish as well. Who can resist feeding them when they beg for food like a dog? As soon as you step a foot at the pond's edge, I bet everyone cannot resist feeding them, especially the kids. And yes, you can train them to feed from your hand, which means you can bond with the fish even more. And what's also unique about koi is that each individual koi have their own personality. Some can be a bit shy, while others can be more playful. So it is safe to say that they can be your own water puppy. And this is what makes keeping a koi a lot more fun than other fish. And do you think keeping them is really that fun or not? Share your answer in the comments. Dreaming of being the next richest person in the world? Forget building a startup company and get a koi. But why? Koi is not just a fun fish to keep, but also have a chance to be a money-making machine. But how? They have a high breeding potential, which means you can start your own koi farm. But here's the catch. They are not the easiest one to breed, but once you figure things out, you might be the next richest person in the world. And maybe you could defeat Elon Musk to be the richest person in the world. But what do you think? Would you try breeding koi for profit? Or are you just happy to keep them as a pet? Let me know your answer. Keeping a koi is not just about keeping a fish, but it's a whole next level hobby. You can play with pond design and specifications that you want, like making the pond minimalist or natural, tweaking the filtration to get the most out of your filter, and you can also do some fun project with your koi. You can make their color brighter or make them bulkier, or if you want to, you can also take a step further and take your koi to koi shows. So it's basically fish keeping, but way better. Koi keeping is more than just keeping a fish, but also a fun side project. And that's all of the fun stuff about keeping a koi. And as you can see, keeping a koi is not your average fish keeping, but it's a whole new level of fish keeping. And it's an experience like no other. And you are probably interested in keeping them too right now. But before you get your feet wet with koi, let's talk about the bad of this fish that you should be aware of. Here's where reality bites. As keeping koi is not always sunshine and rainbows. Sure, they can be a fun fish to have, but if you really want to keep them, there's the bad side about this fish that you have to prepare. And here are some bad stuff about this fish that you have to know. The first one, too pricey. Not only the fish that cost money, but everything. Literally everything. From the pond, filter, food, and other care-related stuff that will happily eat your wallet alive. Not to mention that koi keeping can be very addictive sometimes, which means once you buy one koi, you cannot stop to buy more. And then expect your bank account to be $0. Koi keeping might be a subscription service, but just for your bank account. Sure, you can play with the pond size, but under this one rule. No less than 1,000 gallons. Why not less than 1,000 gallons? They are massive. You may get them small, but eventually, they grow to a beast. So you better have a pond that's not less than 1,000 gallons, as if not, they will bust your pond. But the size of the fish is not the only reason they need a massive pond, as another reason why they need a big pond is koi is a graceful fish to have in ponds, until you realize that they are an underwater cow. Why would I say so? Because this fish is a swimming pile of mess. And this is the reason why you might need a swimming pool-sized pond. Not only they are massive, but it's the fact that they can also be a pile of mess too. And combining this fish with an undersized fish pond without a proper filter, your pond might be turning into a swamp. Which I guess it is something that you may not want. Here's the heartbreaking side of koi keeping. That hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars worth of koi that you have can slowly fade into a river carp. Imagine getting a Ferrari, but that Ferrari fades away and turns into a Subaru. And this is what makes many koi keepers and even koi sellers cry inside. And this is what you need to pay attention to with your koi, especially if you are planning to join koi shows. Wanna know what happens if you combine koi with plants? Salad bar. This fish can actually have a slightly destructive eating habits, and if you have a planted pond, this is what you need to pay attention to. They are not just vacuum cleaners, but also land mowers when eating. So if you dream of having a planted pond, then your koi would be more than happy to treat your pond like a salad bar. So if you want to keep a koi in a planted pond, be aware of this and also be wise with your plant choices. And those are the bets of this fish. Sure, they are awesome, but that doesn't say they are perfect. There are some flaws about this fish that hides inside their awesome colors. And this is what you need to pay attention to if you are planning to keep this fish. And if you do have some words about the bad side of this fish, feel free to share it in the comments section. So there you go, the good and the bad of koi. Sure, they make an amazing fish to keep. They are awesome, interactive, and you can make them profitable if you want. But behind the sweet life of keeping this fish, there's also a bitter reality that you have to know. They can be really expensive, they can be messy, and they are basically a plant destroyers. So keeping this fish is not always sunshine and rainbows. But would you still keep koi after you know the good and the bad of this fish? Let me know in the comments. So that's a wrap for this video. And give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. And share this video to your friends before they get a koi. Subscribe this channel if you want to see more fun fish content, as there will be more in the future. Thanks for watching my aquatic friends, and have a wonderful aquatic life. See you next time.